Hi, everyone, and welcome to Pause for Self-Care. I am so excited to share this interview with you today. It is with Toni Brockhoven of Beauty Without Cruelty, South Africa. I honestly believe that as consumers, it's our right to be able to go into a store and be kind to ourselves with the products we use, but at the same time, be kind to animals. So I really hope you enjoy this interview. Leave it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and please do support Beauty Without Cruelty.
Hi, Toni.
Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you. All good your side?
All good.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I was so excited.
Yes.
So excited when you agreed to do this video. I was doing a happy dance. So yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I absolutely love your organization and what you stand for, but to let other people know, what does Beauty Without Cruelty do?
We're an organization that educates the public about harmful practices that we all tend to take part in every day and to offer kinder options. But we also work towards affecting change for animals in South Africa. So unlike animal welfare, which is an absolutely essential service.
Yes, absolutely.
We work on a slightly different level. So for us, it's about, for example, we don't work hands-on with animals, but we're working, for example, and have been for a very long time, to get fireworks banned in South Africa.
Yes.
And we and a number of other organizations over the years have now managed to get, for example, Cape Town to a space where things are far easier in terms of fireworks because there are no designated sites. And
Yes.
it means that it frees up the law enforcement agencies to be able to go and police those areas where people are setting off illegal fireworks, and they've made it more difficult for people to do so legally. We've also, for example, been working with members of parliament to have an effective ban against cosmetic testing on animals in South Africa. And that's currently before the portfolio, has been for several months. And it's going to take time. All of these things take time.
Yes, absolutely.
And we have to see what happens there. And my cat has just walked past. Because the tailor just went past. What is a meeting without a cat?
Absolutely.
Anyway, and Penny, sorry. The best bits. And one of the big things that we do and that we have focused on for many years is a humane guide. And the website is guide.co.za. And we started off in 1984. I found an old leaflet and we had 14 brands listed. We're now in 2021 and we have 160 plus brands listed. And some of those are big brands that are found nationally at chain stores, and others are smaller, more personal or localized enterprises. But they all matter and they're all really important. And there's something there for everybody. So it doesn't matter whether you need sunblock or toilet cleaner or toothpaste, there's something there for every need and every budget. And most of it is fairly easy to find. And what we're saying to people is not don't use shampoo. What we're saying is the next time you need shampoo, please choose a brand that is listed, and there are several on the Humane Guide, so that you can make a conscious decision to not support animal testing by choosing a brand that has been proven safe for humans, because the tests have still been done, but they've been done using effective methods, which are cheaper, more reliable, repeatable, cost-effective, and don't harm anybody. And very often, one of the arguments people say is, well, why aren't we using prisoners? And why aren't we using pedophiles? And why aren't we using whoever? The point is, no living being needs to be used in order to ascertain whether a substance is toxic or corrosive or harmful in any way, because we have so many existing options, some of which are surprising. For example, you get something like eye ticks and skin ticks. One is the jack bean mimics the human cornea almost exactly. The other is the skin of a pumpkin. I'm assuming it's a special kind of pumpkin, but the cells. But here's the thing. I mean, we've all seen CSI and they take little swabs of DNA.
Yes.
It's easy to grow human cells in a test tube without causing harm to anybody.
Absolutely.
We can certain things. And now with computer programming and projections and all the existing data that we already have, there are 2,000 plus ingredients out there that have already been proven to be safe for human use without causing harm, distress, pain, suffering, and death to others. We do not need to blister, blind, or poison animals in order to have shiny hair or sparkly dishes. And while our name is Beauty Without Cruelty, this is not about women. Men use grooming products as well. We all, regardless of whether we're male or female, keep clean homes and so on. There literally is something for everybody on that humane guide. And we do this as a free service. I cannot stress enough. This is a service that we provide. There is no cost to the company or consumer. So anybody who says they charge too much, or we don't have the money, or we don't have the budget, or we're too small, it's not an excuse.
Absolutely not. We all need to really be changing the way we look at products and using products that are kinder to the environment and, most importantly, kinder to animals. Now, I really try to look for the best product. So I've used your list for many years and I've shared it often. But recently I changed over to Oh So Heavenly's shampoo. I always used their bubble baths and that kind of thing. And I was amazed at the results because my hair is naturally thin, and with their shampoo, I see such a difference in my hair. It's fantastic. So, you know, it's still a quality product. And of course, it has the logo and it is on your list. Now, discussing your list, how you need to, as a person who's going to the shop, to be able to find products that are on the list and that you know are cruelty-free. How do we know that products are cruelty-free? Say, for instance, if we don't use the list and using the list.
If you don't use the list, then
yes,
look for on the product. But here's the kicker: not all brands use our logo. They might choose to use a generic logo, even though they're listed with us. They might not have space label for our logo, or they might choose not to, because as far as they're concerned, if they're listed in the Humane Guide, they might not have the means to redesign their labels to accommodate it. Or it may be that they've already had, especially if it's a recently accredited brand, it may be that they've already ordered a run of 10,000 or 100,000 labels, and they have to work through all of that first before they then, because otherwise it would be a complete waste, before they then change their labeling. So what I would suggest you do, and I don't have my phone with me at the moment, is simply on your cell phone, just save the link the humaneguide.co.za, there's an option for you to save it to your home screen.
Yes.
Save it on the screen, our logo will show. And so when you're shopping, you can just, if you're not sure, click on the rabbit. The Humane Guide is in alphabetical order, and right at the bottom, we've got cleaning products as well. So it's all the personal care stuff first, then the cleaning products, and then the department stores. And we've listed the department stores separately because the criteria for department stores is slightly different. Not for the products, but for example, if you have a brand that is accredited by Beauty Without Cruelty and you have a shop that is exclusive to that brand, you may not sell leather or feathers or use ostrich eggs in your Christmas design, like one person did at one stage, but they kind of forgot. Because, you know, we look at ostrich eggs and we don't think about ostriches. So those rules apply. We can't apply the same logic to a department store because a department store sells things, clothing will have leather and wool in it. And if they also sell foodstuffs, they are not going to be selling exclusively vegetable-based options. So we can't keep them in the same pigeonhole. But that is the easiest. And as I say, the guide is in alphabetical order. To allay any confusion, they are labeled as plant-based, PB, or veg. Sometimes it'll show both. So like PB, veg. And the reason for that is there are a lot of brands who have 98% of their products as plant-based, but they might have a lip salve or balm or a baby bum cream or something that might have beeswax in it. Now, to clarify, those are the brands that will have been, who will have applied and been accredited before 2018.
Okay.
Right. So after 2018, we will audit brands who apply. And if they are vegetarian, no egg. So that would be either dairy-based products or honey-based or beef-based products or ingredients. They either have the option of changing what they're currently using to a plant-based version, but not all brands are able to do that. They don't have the means because they're too small, and it means R&D, or they might choose to just stick to being vegetarian. We will accredit them or audit them anyway.
Yes.
They will be accredited to comply with all the non-animal testing criteria. But if they are vegetarian now, they will not go onto the Humane Guide. They will get a certificate.
Yes.
And they cannot use our logo, but they will get a certificate from us confirming that they have complied with all the necessary criteria as far as animal testing goes, and that they can use as they see fit. So they can use that whole certificate on their website, for example, or have it in store. As I say, the brands that are still vegetarian, that are still listed on the Humane Guide, applied before 2018. And there are a couple of brands now that are still coming through the works that applied pre-2018. But sometimes people forget, or they get sidetracked, or, you know, we've had turbulent times now, so things have been put on hold or they've scaled down. They applied before 2018. They still have the option of changing, or because they applied before 2018, if they are vegetarian, they will still be listed on the Humane Guide. And the reason that we've stated plant-based and not vegan is because plant-based is more easily understood, because the vegan label is only about the ingredients. It is not about country of origin.
Okay.
And there are enough controversial ingredients out there.
Yes.
So we've eliminated all of those arguments by saying that the brand is plant-based. That's it. If you choose to avoid alcohol, sodium lauryl sulfate, palm oil, any one of a number of things, that is or you specifically want fair trade or organic, you look for that on the label yourself.
Yes.
Because our criteria is specifically about animal testing, and up until recently, the use of vegetarian-only ingredients, or now 100% plant-based. The rest
that
is
really
up to them.
makes sense as well, because as a consumer, you're going to go to the shop, and if an entire brand is also accredited, then you can use the entire brand. Whereas if a brand, only a few products are accredited, then we know to only use those few products.
Yes, well, this is why we don't do parts of brands. So if you've got 5 ingredients and 3 of them are fine and 2 of them are not acceptable, we will not accredit you at all. It's either all or nothing.
Yes.
To solve any problems about what is and what isn't acceptable. So that makes things a little bit easier.
It does.
I find it annoying, but that's just, those are our criteria, and we're not going to compromise on our standards for the benefit of a handful of people, because our intention and our mission is to get the greatest number of people using the greatest number of proven animal testing free products as possible. And by doing that, also sending a message that it is possible to do so. You can look and smell amazing. You can have glossy, shiny hair and good sense and clean teeth and all the rest of it without the need for animal testing. And it encourages other brands also then to think, hold on a second. And we've actually last year, I think it was last year, there were 50 brands. No, we accredited 25 brands within the space of, I think, 9 or 10 months, which is quite something, because more and more brands are applying. And what a lot of people are not aware of is that at any given time, they are in the queue. The facts that don't make and take time. Say, we're launching our brand in 2 weeks' time and want to send our labels for, what must we do to be listed? But they've got to get all that information that we require from their suppliers.
Yes.
It's then up to their suppliers to make sure they get it to them timeously. So it can take a while. And if you're a brand that has a lot of products and a lot of ingredients, it can take time, because you depend getting things in as short a time as possible.
Thank you for that. It really helps to speak to somebody, to, hear how things work, so that you understand better and that you can make a better choice when you're out there. And I think when it comes to products, if we support the companies that are going to be fully cruelty-free, it sets an example for other companies who are only halfway there, and it gives them that little push to have the entire range cruelty-free. And it encourages others as consumers to be cruelty-free, which, yes, that is my goal, speaking to you today.
And I think one of the big things that people don't realize is that all the big name brands, we're not mentioning them now, but all the big name brands that we know in the world of cosmetics, claim that they're testing on animals in the late 80s. With that, we no longer animal test, however, unless it is required by law. And that is a loophole.
Yes.
And it is a loophole because the brand has chosen to use an ingredient that is going to be used in the pharmaceutical industry or the food industry because it's been chemically changed or enhanced, or for worker safety and so on.
Yes.
If there are literally a couple of thousand ingredients that have already been proven to be safe for humans. There is no need to. But having said that, one of the brands that used to be listed with Beauty Without Cruelty and they changed things, so they're no longer listed with us.
Yes.
The main ingredient is being funded by them for medical research, or part funded by them for medical research.
Yes.
To test of this ingredient against cancers and tumors. And what this means is that animals are being infected with, I'm assuming is the right term, tumors and growth so that they can test how this ingredient works. We don't accept, that's one of the criteria that a brand or a company has to apply with. So you cannot financially contribute to medical research. You cannot be owned by a company that animal tests. And the reason for that is, if you are owned by an animal testing company, if I buy your product, the percentage of the are going to the holding company or the company that owns you. I might as well just buy from the holding company direct. And there's no incentive to change. And we know this is true because we know of a couple of large name brands that have tried to greenwash their way and buy proven animal testing free companies or brands. And their thing is, well, look, we're on your side because we're doing this. But it doesn't work like that. If they wanted to stop, they would stop.
And for animals, especially where cancers and medical testing is concerned, the animals go through the most horrific pain, and people don't seem to see that they are actually suffering through the testing. So, yeah.
Well, that's because you're well hit. Sorry, you have to say that again, my last sound.
Yeah, it's not something you really want to be supporting if the torture of another being.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so to keep it nice and short, let's speak about where we can donate to you and what you do out there to, with your donations to help out animals and educate consumers.
It's easy. If you go to bwcsa.co.za/donate, it will take you to a page which gives you a couple of options, but it also allows you, for example, to buy our new cookbook, to buy the 5 Freedoms for Animals for Children, which is an absolute bargain. And if you donate or you send your annual donations are normally 100 Rand. Well, let me rephrase that, minimum donations. We will accept anything we can get with open hands, especially in these trying times, and we understand everybody's struggling.
Yes.
The funding is used for various things, but I mean, mostly it is just day-to-day running costs, because everything that we do. But I mean, for example, last year we were able to relocate a racing horse who was going to be sent to the knackers and send him to a sanctuary where he's now very much loved and looked after. And we were able to do that. Previously, over a period of 5 years, I think we spent 250,000 Rand on 13 baboons feeding requirements. They had been taken from a potential medical facility in Cape Town and sent to a sanctuary. So we covered the costs of their care. We were only going to do it for 5 years, but we ended up doing it for a lot longer until sort of the last old girl sort of passed away. And so where there is a need, we will support it. But over and above that, also there's all the educational literature that we supply. So, for example, both for children at schools, their learning equipment. We do the cookbooks and the storybooks. There's the literature, like the printed humane guide that we offer. The information, for example, the leaflets for children about fireworks, or child-appropriate information on. I'm sorry, my other phone is ringing. Child-appropriate information on how to care for companion animals.
Yes.
Excuse me. Apologies. And I answered the phone and they put the phone down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm back. So there's a lot of educational material that we put out there. And as I said, day-to-day running costs, and where there is a need to assist where we can, then we will assist.
Absolutely.
But it's always obviously animal orientated. That's the important thing. And you know, it's the research and for example, as I said, now our cosmetic testing bill is now before the portfolio committee, but that's taken years to get to that phase.
Yes.
So, and just to clarify, we are audited every year. We are listed with SARS, and we are a public benefit organisation. And because we're an educational organisation, people can get a tax certificate from us if they need to claim back their taxes.
Perfect.
Or they claim back their donation, should I say. So that's handy to know. And we're very lucky because we have a number of people who support us on a regular basis. You can also add a codicil to your will, which is also on that donate page. You can add a simple codicil to your will saying, on my death, and we wish everybody a long and happy life, but on my death, I would like either a percentage of or a rand value or the whole lot to go to Beauty Without Cruelty.
Of course, a whole lot would be awesome.
No, we do have a number of requests that have come through over the years, but here's the thing. We've been going since 1975, and we've only been able to do the work that we do with the support of the public.
Yes,
we are doing
absolutely
the hard work and the ugly work for the public and on behalf of the public so that they don't have to. So, for example, the Humane Guide is one example. We ask the difficult questions. We also know what questions to ask.
Absolutely.
And if you could speak to any shop assistant anywhere in the country, and they will tell you that their brand, and they'll tell you proudly their brand doesn't animal test.
Yes.
And they believe it. And they're not lying, but they understand the company line, and they don't know the ins and outs and the delicacy, or not the delicacy, but the nuances of the questions. I had a very sweet girl one day telling me that the animal hair makeup brushes she was selling of a brand that she swore was cruelty-free came from animals who died naturally. And I mean, you know, when I picked myself up from the floor from laughing so hard, you know, it was really very sweet. No, that's not how it works. Nobody picks up roadkill and makes them into brushes.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry to you, but you know. But she was very sincere and she meant it, and she really believed that no animals were harmed in making those brushes. And it's like mink eyelashes.
Yes.
I'm here to tell you right now that there is no such thing as a cruelty-free mink eyelash. Minks do not enjoy being brushed, so don't believe the lie. Minks are highly strong animals who are kept in cages, and those little bits of hair that you use to make your eyelashes longer is going to result in that animal being turned into a fur coat. If you don't wear fur, you shouldn't be wearing mink on eyelashes. And there are other options for these days anyway, because there are non-hair hairs, you know, non-lash. So yeah, there's always, but most of the time, in all fairness, generally speaking, we don't think about these things. Why would we? We can't. That's why we do the work. We can't spend our lives second guessing and looking for the potential cruelty in everything. It's a little bit like the Puritanicals who look for evil where none exists.
Yes.
We make it easy.
Absolutely.
That's what we do. So we offer the options, and that's the thing. If you have a problem, if you come to somebody with a problem, you must be able to offer a solution, and that's what we try and do. We try and offer solutions to everyday living that make it easier.
Consumers need that because everything is on the go today. Very much like your keyring that leads people directly to the Humane Guide as well. Really simple, and bring it out while you're shopping. And there, done and dusted, you know exactly if that product is cruelty-free.
Correct. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much, Toni, for taking your time today and chatting to me. I really, really appreciate it, and I can't wait to put the word out there.
Before we go, we don't normally punt other brands, or we don't normally punt brands, but But because this is a brand that is available at a national chain and is cost effective and offers a huge variety of options. Sorry, I'm tongue tied today. My Earth is found at Clicks. My Earth has just been accredited by Beauty Without Cruelty. So it's listed on the Humane Guide. They've got an amazing range of things that are biodegradable and earth friendly. It includes things like sani pads and toothpaste and everything in between, which is really nice because it becomes like a one-stop option for so many products that home. Yes, so that's a nice thing. And later this month, we can't tell you yet because it's not our place, but another national chain is going to be launching a new makeup brand. Really, they've now got the accreditation, and they're going to be doing a big launch in a week or two's time. So as soon as they've done that, we can tell you all about that. So you've got other options to look forward to. So.
Oh, awesome. I'm really looking forward to that makeup range.
Thank you for
once again, thank you for being on my channel and accepting, because really it was so exciting for me just to have you agree to chat today. So thank you so much.
And have a great weekend. Thank you.
You too. Thank you, Toni. Cheers.
Bye.